Good morning. This morning at 6:30 it was 52 degrees. It's going up to 65 or so. A little bit of overcast, chance of thunderstorms today here.
We're happy with that. We don't want it to be summer in May, so we're really happy with that.
Yeah, summer will be here soon enough and it'll be hot enough and muggy enough. So
today is project day and Jim has a great project. He's going to show us on how to make a
compost bubbler.
There we go. Let's do a chicken check. Hello. Hello, babies. Is that your roost right there, huh? All of you. And how are my teenagers doing? Are you being good to them? Everybody is coexisting so well. The only problem we have is that these like to eat their food. So we separate them for a while sometimes and send them out to play, the teenagers out to play, and let the babies have uninterrupted eating time. Otherwise, they're doing amazing together. I mean, really amazing. We're so happy that all of them are doing so well. And look, oh my goodness, we have 4 chickens that lay, and look, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 eggs. And we had 4 yesterday also. Okay, they're doing well. Hey littles, hey littles, hey littles. You're growing, aren't you? I've come to the conclusion that mowing grass, cutting hair, doing dishes are all mundane jobs that always have to be done. Our grass is so tall right now. It's growing.
Some of it's out of hand.
Some of it's beyond out of hand. And our field that used to be a terrible field is an absolutely beautiful field now.
Yeah. Our neighbor helped by knocking down the bad stuff a couple of times a year because he uses the field for his horses sometimes. And it really has drastically improved the quality of the grass.
Drastically improved. Okay, we're going to do it in here?
Yes. We mentioned compost bubbler, and you're looking at this and saying, Jim, that looks a lot like a garbage can. You're right. This is what I started with. Now, you can use any container, and size really depends on your need. So I'm going to explain a little bit of what we have here. And sorry for the other projects that are laying around, but they're always projects.
All right, you want me to go up or down?
You're going to just follow me. We're going to talk about this.
Follow his hand. Okay.
Not a necessity, but my choice was to put one of these bulkheads in here. And our bulkhead is simply it fills a hole and lets you let water through it. It's got a gasket around here. So you drill a hole that's this size, and then you're able to screw this in. Now this is a different kind that's in here, but it's the same concept.
So you've already got one in there.
I've got one in there.
You're just showing them.
And then this goes on it, and it pushes up against it and seals to where water doesn't leak out. The purpose of this is, and let me show you what I've got here so that you understand what we're dealing with here, is that I wanted a way that I didn't want to have to dip in to take the water out. I wanted to be able to put it into a bucket. So I put this valve together on the piece that fastens to the bulkhead. So now, when I'm ready to let
I'm showing this inside.
Yep.
And outside. And you want to explain what you did here? You just...
I just screwed this on
what this is.
Okay, so this is the piece that fastens onto the bulkhead. This here you can insert a pipe into, a PVC pipe.
And this
you notice
like
mine is a bigger, I did 1 inch here. This is 3/4 inch. Really, it depends on the size you want to work with. No magic numbers at all going on. Then, however you want to build your valve, I built it going this direction, and I didn't glue this on in case I needed to move it around. But with this valve on here, I can have it closed where it holds the water in. When I want the compost tea, I just open this up, fill up my container, and I put it up this high because the containers that I use they're a bucket or something that's relatively high, and this lets me fill it, and I don't need to take it out of the bottom because this is a tea. It's going to be bubbling all around. So let me show you the other pieces that we have here. This is just a regular fish tank bubblers that I hook up to my air supply.
Is that a fish tank air supply?
This is a fish tank air supply. So the size of it is going to be determined by how much you want to do.
There we go. This
is one that I had, I think, relatively inexpensive, and then that's just going to be the tubing, the regular tubing that goes on there. Now, these are weights, and I had a bunch of nuts I put on here that hold these tubes down so they're at the bottom and then they can bubble up. So what I'm going to do now, well, next piece, let me show you a couple of other parts here. So this, let me go ahead and do the setup here. So in order to put the air supply up here, so it's not down in the water, I drilled a couple of holes, if you can see the holes, and I will run the tube. I can't see what I'm doing. When I originally built this, I drilled the holes with a drill bit that was the right size for this tubing. So I don't know what's happened while this is set, but it's no longer the right size. So using a round file to make the holes a little bit bigger.
Okay.
So now,
take that.
Now these will go in without so much of a fight like they were doing before. So those will go all the way to the bottom.
Let me see. Okay, so the weights are sitting on the bottom.
Yep, those are sitting on the bottom. Now when there's water in there, obviously they try to float. I have two because I wanted to get a little more air going on. You could use just one, any kind of configuration that you're happy with. Then I have holes here that I will use tie wraps to fasten this on here so it doesn't get away, and then plug it into a power source, obviously.
You want to do it right now?
So we're gonna do that step right now. So let me put this away. Now I'm gonna fasten this down. I'll put these in this side. These are regular tie wraps, and those of you who use them a lot, you probably know all kinds of tricks to get them to work and do what you want.
I love them. They're my duct tape.
And she actually calls them monkey ties.
I do call them monkey ties. Don't you need two together?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Oh, here, let me help you.
No, I got it. Got it.
You're very talented.
I am very talented. And so by putting two together, I make them long enough. You can get longer ones, but I'm using what I got, which I find these are pretty versatile. I can do everything I want with these guys. Put those two together in there. And up we come. And now that's fastened on there. Now the next piece that you need to know about is this right here. This is my tea bag.
He's been in my closet.
This is a tea bag. We're going to put some compost in here, tie a string on this, and let it hang down as a tea bag would hang down into the liquid, to the water in this case. And we'll bubble around. This will spread it around. It'll do some composting of its own, some fermenting, whatever is in here is capable of doing. Let it set for a few days, and then it'll be ready for us to start feeding our garden with.
Well, I have a question in addition. I've also seen compost tea done where you can just put certain weeds or not weeds, not noxious weeds, but droppings from your garden just down into the water. Would that be a bad thing?
You can do that, but then you get a lot of sediment in there.
Okay.
And if you wanted to say run this, you know, I'm just using a sprayer, which I don't know where it went. I had it around here somewhere. I'd gotten it out, but just a sprayer.
A sprayer for what? Oh, our sprayer.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
a total another operation. But if you're going to be running it through a line and having it go out through a dripper or something like that, you don't want the sediment. You just want the compost tea that's fully dissipated and not large particles that would plug up your drippers.
How about, yeah.
Okay, we're going to put some compost into this compost tea bag. There we go.
Is that seriously all you need?
Yeah.
Really?
This has got a lot to it. You want to spread this through the whole water, and once this dissipates, then you put another one in, and another one in, and another one in.
Just like a tea bag.
Just like a tea bag.
Okay. We're kind of disappointed. We are at war with some squirrels. We planted 2 raspberry plants and 2 blueberry plants, and one of the squirrels, whatever, dug the blueberry plant clear down and just took the whole thing. So we did some reading about plants that they don't like. They don't like daffodils, and they don't like dianthus, which are right here. It's just that my diantha wasn't anywhere near my blueberry plant. And they don't like onions and they don't like garlic, and so we're gonna regroup. And I had just bought strawberries, but I'm afraid to put those strawberries in the ground because those little critters will just come right along and dig them up. So I've got to figure out the next step. I'm at war with the squirrels.
Tea bag is going in there. This garbage can, fortunately, has a place where you hook, I guess, bags onto, and so I'm actually going to use that to my advantage and come around this way, so that kind of holds it on, and then back under, and it'll clip it on, and it just hangs.
He was a scout.
Show it down in there that it's hanging down in there, right?
In the water? Oh, it's hanging there.
It's going to be in the water.
Now you're going to add more water.
Yep.
Okay.
Add water and bubble. I'm going to fill it pretty much up to the top and get the bubbler going here. I'm going to have to bring an extension cord over. I don't have an outlet in the well house here. I need to install one. Another project for another time. But in the meantime, I'm going to pull an extension cord from the house.
I turned it off that far from the top. You want it clear up?
I want to what?
Do you want it clear up to the top?
No. Just close. I'm just doing this to keep it from coming apart. This little wrap thing that I'm doing. If you come down here real close, you can hear the hum. And we'll take this lid off, and you can see the bubbling that's happening.
And there's a few stray sprigs of leaves and things in there. Now, how long does it take for that tea to brew so that the water is better? Because right now, if you pour the water out...
If I pour some of the water out...
It's just regular water.
Yeah, it's just regular water. So it's just like any tea. It's got to mix up and
it mixes
dissolve.
with the bubbler, the sun, the time.
The bubbler's adding oxygen in. The tea is, the compost is breaking down and dissipating into the water, so it's becoming part of it to turn it into a tea, to where there's actually some of the nutrients from the compost will be scattered throughout the water. Then we can just put that directly on the plant. So it's better than watering them. It's giving them the nutrients at the same time.
All right. So,
it is also possible to compost things in here. So you put them in and you let them set for a long enough period of time that they begin to break down. That's another factor.
Such as?
Well, what we'd put into the compost pile, for instance.
I see. So, like if we took a bunch of the tops of our vegetables and put them in another nylon and set them in there or something like that.
I think in the case of the vegetable, yeah.
You just tie them together maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And then we've got a bucket here that it can go into, and then you want to just show this. I know you don't have the top for it right now, but
yeah,
this is the way.
Having moved, my wand is somewhere else. But I'm using one of these, fill it up, pump it up, and then you can apply it through the wand. Can't really demonstrate that, into this particular holes, and that's how you can feed them directly. Now I take the end of the wand off because it sprays, and I find that it's too slow, and it can get plugged up if I get particles.
So you just do the tubing.
I just do the tube that comes out of here, and
okay, and then you bought this new just for that, so it's never had any chemicals in it.
It has not had any chemical in it at all. I've just done compost with it.
Okay. Therefore, we have completed this project.
This project is complete, and
how many days do you think it will take it?
I'm going to let it go for at least 3 days, because these really don't need fed yet, and I think the next time we need to water them, we'll water them with this.
Okay. I am about to tackle my new cabinet that I got for my kitchen. This is it. It's got a crown molding on the top, which is really cool because we want to put crown molding on our other, so we will just find some that's kind of similar and put it up there. I'm going to take the door off, and when I paint it, I'm going to be putting stain blocking bonding paint primer on it first. And they said, that if I put that on it, it says you don't absolutely have to put that on it before you put your cabinet color on, because I have a cabinet paint. But if you do, then it makes it so that it will not come off, your paint will come off. And I'm all for that. So first thing I got to do is take my doors off. Save those screws. This was shook up really well at the store. In between these two cupboards that I bought will be my oven, my stove hood, which we do not have a stove hood now, so when you cook, it's really, you know, kind of smelly. Oh, fly, you do not want to get in there.
This has been Project Day, and we had really two projects that we wanted to share. One of them, the compost bubbler, we completed. We need to do some wiring, which had nothing to do with the compost bubbler project, but to make things better, not just for it, but for other uses of electricity. But that's really that we got done. The other one was Rhenda wanted to get the cabinets painted, and she got a good start on those. So.
And then we had our live today cooking, so I'm tired. And oh, I'm going to write this on the thing, but the potatoes were not cooked enough. So if I do it again, when I do it again, I will cook the potatoes 20 minutes before and then put the rest of it in. The fish and the asparagus were perfect.
Potatoes needed just a little more time.
They did.
And I think that really depends on the potato.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Anyway, we're at the end of the day. We're sitting on a bench in our garden.
In our slipper garden.
On the ground cover, so no bugs can get to us.
They could get to us, but they're not going to sneak up on us.
It's too cold right now. It's cold right now.
Yeah, chilly day.
Yeah, which I'm fine. I'm totally fine having a chilly day.
Yeah.
Anyway, we are so excited and pleased for the amount of seniors that we have following and doing senior steading, and it's just a pleasure to do things with you. We don't have thousands and thousands and thousands of people following us, but we have cream of the crop people.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
And we appreciate you so much.
It's wonderful to share with you.
Thank you.
Bye.